Washington confirmed on Wednesday it had held direct talks with militant group Hamas to free U.S. hostages held in Gaza, while U.S. President Donald Trump said again the group would have hell to pay if it didn't comply. Talking to Hamas breaks a long-standing taboo against negotiating with groups the U.S. sees as terrorist organizations. Hamas was declared a terrorist group in 1997. Sources told Reuters U.S. hostage affairs envoy Adam Boehler recently met with Hamas officials in Doha. When asked about the talks, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Boehler has the authority to speak directly with Hamas.
Israel was consulted on this matter. And look, dialogue and talking to people around the world to do what's in the best interest of the American people is something that the president has proven is what he believes is good faith effort to do what's right for the American people.
Meanwhile, Trump issued a stark new threat against Hamas on social media. He demanded the group release all of the hostages now, not later, including the remains of dead hostages, or he would send Israel, quote, everything it needs to finish the job. Before he took office, Trump made similar threats, but again did not specify the exact action he might take if Hamas didn't comply. The U.S. had long avoided direct engagement with the Islamist group, which raided southern Israel on October 7, 2023, sparking the devastating war in Gaza. A source said the recent discussions aimed to try and secure the release of Eden Alexander, a New Jerseyite believed to be the last living American hostage held by Hamas. He appeared in a video published by Hamas in November last year. 4 other U.S. hostages have been declared dead by Israeli authorities.
Well, when it comes to the negotiations that you're referring to, first of all, the special envoy who's engaged in those negotiations does have the authority to talk to anyone. Israel was consulted on this matter. And look, dialogue and talking to people around the world to do what's in the best interest of the American people is something that the president has proven is what he believes is good faith effort to do what's right for the American people.
We are ready to continue to phase 2.
Israel's foreign minister said on Tuesday his country was ready to proceed to the next phase of a Gaza ceasefire deal, as long as Hamas was ready to release more of the 59 hostages it is still holding. Fighting in Gaza has been halted since January 19th under a truce arranged with U.S., Qatari, and Egyptian mediators. In that time, Hamas has handed over 33 Israeli hostages for some 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees in Israeli jails. But the initial 42-day truce has expired, and Hamas and Israel remain far apart on broader issues, including the post-war governance of Gaza and the future of Hamas itself. Hamas says it wants to move ahead to the second phase of negotiations that could open the way to a permanent end to the war with the full withdrawal of Israeli forces. But Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar said hostages must be handed over for the truce to be extended.
We are ready to negotiate on phase 2, and in the meantime, we are ready to extend the framework of the temporary ceasefire. But we have only one condition: our hostages. We want to release hostages. If it is not agreed, so it is not agreed.
Israel proposed extending the truce through the Muslim fasting month of Ramadan until the Jewish Passover holiday in April. The U.S. State Department this week said President Donald Trump's Special Mideast Envoy Steve Witkoff is due to visit the region in the next few days to discuss extending the ceasefire. Meanwhile, Israel has blocked the entry of desperately needed aid trucks into Gaza since the last phase of the truce expired. Israel accused Hamas of violating the ceasefire by seizing supplies meant for civilians.
Aid that goes to Hamas is not humanitarian. It's a tool, it's a vehicle, it's a mean to continue the war against Israel.
Aid groups have said that looting and wrongful seizure of aid trucks into Gaza has been a major problem. But Hamas, the Islamist militant group that seized power in Gaza in 2007, denies seizing aid for its own members.